Srimate Bhaktivedanta. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pachanane Vishesha Shunyadi Paschakta Desukane Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namo Bhakti Vedaya Sutyanani Bharshakti Saparupana Gavrate Siddhi Swami Ki Jai. Vansati Ki Jai. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, Hare Krishna. Dhanyavad. Thank you so much for being here and giving me this opportunity to speak about Sri Sri Radha Krishna through this Srimad Bhagavatam, pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, especially the words of Sri Narada Muni, because what we are going to discuss, these are the words of Narada Muni. He is giving the analogy or allegory to Chaitanya Bahari. So let us continue. I'm going to share my screen.
Prabhuji, your volume is little low, Prabhuji.
Is it better now?
Yes, Prabhu, it's better now. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let me share my screen. Okay, first I share the first screen, this one, and then I may have to change later. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So by the mercy of Sri Guru and Gauranga Sri Prabhupada, we have assembled here to continue our reading of Srimad Bhagavatam, Nitya Bhagavata Sevaya. Right now we are on Canto 4 and currently we are studying or reading chapter 27 and we are on text 23. That's what I've been told, that we are covering 23 to 26. My voice is audible right now?
It's little slow, Prabhuji. It's little soft, very soft.
Oh, soft. Okay, let me just change.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, you're not at all audible.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Mute. Am I audible now? Hare Krishna?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you. Okay. Yes, so I'm sharing the screen. Hopefully you are seeing the screen. So we will start with the recitation and then we will cover. I think we have 1 hour. So we will just cover from that perspective. We will just recite the slokas first all together. So I will start with 23rd and then everyone can repeat. They can recite the 24, 25 and 26 as well. Whoever wants to recite. 23rd. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 27 and verse 23. Tato vihata sankalpa kanyaka yuvaneshwaram mayopadistam ashadya vavare namna bhayam patim. Next, anyone like to recite, please?
Hare Krishna. Krishnamurti Prabhu, you
Okay,
can
Hare
open.
Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Voice is
Uh,
echoing.
Mataji.
Now it's not.
Mataji of you also it echoed for Prabhuji also.
Now it is okay, Mataji.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Krishnamurti Prabhuji, you recite the 24th.
Okay, Mataji.
Meenakshi Mataji, 25th.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Rushabam Yavananam Tvam Rune Virepsitam Patim Sankalpastayi Bhutanam Pruta Kila Narishyati. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Pranam, Mataji.
Hare Krishna for all of us. Hare Dandavat Pranam. Vakimak anushtosanti bhala asad avagrahau yalloka shastropanadam na rati na tat ichhati. Thank you, Hare.
Hare Krishna. Archana Mataji, you do the 26th verse and Shanti Mataji 27th. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, pranams Prabhu, pranams Mataji. Ado bhajasva mam bhadra, bhajanti medhayam kuru, edavan paurusho dharmo, yadartan anukampate. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Kalakanyoditavacho nishamya yavanesvarah chikirshurdev guhyam sasmitam tam bhashata. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you. We may not be covering 27 today. Because I was told 23rd to 26th, but then I can speak little bit of 27 as well since we have recited. No problem. So before we go ahead, I just like to read the translation. So anyone whoever left out, maybe if you can please recite the translation one by one.
Hare Krishna. Barnali Sen Mataji, you can read the translation. Prabhu, should we call out names for all translations?
One person can continue. One devotee.
Barnali Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat pranams, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat pranams. Voice is echoing, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. After she was thus disappointed by me, with my permission, am I audible, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you. After she was thus disappointed by me, with my permission, she approached the king of the Yavanas, whose name was Bhaya or fear, and she accepted him as her husband. Verse 25, translation. Approaching the king of the Yavanas, Kalakanya addressed him as a great hero, saying, "My dear sir, you are the best of the untouchables. I am in love with you and I want you as my husband. I know that no one is baffled if he makes friends with you." Should I read, Mataji? Or
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Sumangala Mataji, you can read the other two. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. One who does not give charity according to the customs or injunctions of the scriptures and one who does not accept charity in that way are considered to be in the mode of ignorance. Such persons follow the path of the foolish. Surely they must lament at the end. Translation of 26th verse. Kala Kanya continued, "O gentle one, I am now present before you to serve you. Please accept me and thus show me mercy. It is gentleman's greatest duty to be compassionate upon a person who is distressed." Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, should we read? 27th, it's
Sorry,
not there. It's okay, Mataji.
The 27, no problem. Let's just continue.
Hare Krishna.
27. After hearing the statement of Kalakanya, daughter of time, the king of Yavana began to smile and devise a means for executing his providence. He then addressed Kalakanya. So I better we keep 27 for next speaker, because then it will be a continuous flow for that speaker as well, because then he is addressing to Kalakanya. So hopefully we will keep it for next time, next speaker. Okay, so you are seeing my screen right now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, and that should display the slide text 27. I mean, Canto 4, 27 verses 23 to 26. That's what is displaying, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Wonderful. Hare Krishna. Now we continue on discussing. Om Ajnana Timinandasya Gnananjana Shalaka Chakshurmitam Yena Tashmai Shri Guru Ve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shriyuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamasya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Mitamasya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagadapate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrinda Vaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpadarupasya Kripa Sindhu Bhaivash Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktanda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we are here on Canto 4, chapter 27. So chapter 27 is talking about allegory, a story which Narada Muni is saying. So the title is Attack by Chandavega on the city of King Puranjana. The character of we are covering 23 to 26 verses. Okay, so here is Narada Muni and here is the king, and he is going to narrate allegory of Puranjana, and then within that allegory we are coming to this verses 23 to 26. So Narada Muni to King Prachina Bahari, and of course you might have already heard about the whole story, so we may not be covered, but in general, what is the story? Just briefly, is that this king, he is very nice king, of course, but then he has many different sons and then prachetas. So then he sent out his sons for tapasya because he wanted progeny from the sons. So sons went out to do the tapasya far away in the distance, and then of course Lord Shiva met them, and then Lord Shiva instructed the Rudra Gita. So what is that? Glorification of Lord Vishnu by the prayer of Lord Shiva. Then meanwhile, Narada Muni thought of Pracheta's father, King Prachina Bahari or Prachina Bahari. He said, oh, the sons are getting the benefit of devotional service, so why not the king? Why he should miss out? But then king was very much engaged or engrossed in sense gratification. He was very much engrossed in sense gratification. So Narada Muni thought of his deliverance as well, because the father, the king, has to lead. It says one should not become father, mother, teacher or devata if he cannot deliver the dependents. So now the sons are getting the benefit. If king misses out or the father misses out, then it's not proper, because what he will give to them. So then Narada Muni thought of his deliverance. So he came and he started, because seeing, we in preaching we have to see the time, place, circumstances. Especially we should give the right philosophy to the right person in the right context. So Narada Muni assessed his situation, that if I give directly, then it may not be that palatable. It may not come across nicely. So sometimes we have to take that approach as well. So Narada Muni narrated that story of Puranjana. Within that story, we have coming across these verses. So the story is that there, long time back, there was this a king. Again, he is also King Puranjana, and then he was also into so much of sense gratification, and then eventually the time came into picture, the old age came into picture, but then he didn't get the benefit, because just here in the picture, second picture, we see is being dragged by the senses, and the senses, like they are spoiling the whole the soul, the person, and of course he is suffering like anything, and then this cycle goes on. So Narada Muni wanted to bring king out of this cycle. This is why he is sharing this story. So in this, especially the verses we are covering, there are some personalities we are coming across. So who are these personalities? So from that perspective, the title itself perspective, it says attacked by Chandavega. What is Chandavega? Chandavega is passage of time or time, right? So, and that's what is applicable to us as well. We are going through the time. Right now it's 3 o'clock here in Australia, 3:20 Melbourne, and maybe different time there. But then I have finished my morning time. I have finished my now the afternoon time is going on, and I will get evening, and maybe meanwhile you will get the afternoon time. So that much time is already gone. So passage of time is coming. And then second is the Puranjana, or the person, the creator of the city, or the conditioned soul. Of course here is mentioned as a king, and we are the king of our own body, a partial king, not the full king, but then partial. We are not the emperor, we are the tiny king. We are controlling, we are trying to control this city, the body with the 9 gates. So this is conditioned soul. And then Kalakanya. So Kalakanya, of course, and this whole allegory is explained in chapter 29. Yes, nicely, because king didn't understand. King couldn't understand. So then Narada Muni explicitly tell him that, okay, actually king asked, oh Narada Muni, you have nicely narrated the whole story, allegory, but I couldn't understand. Actually he understood, but then he wanted to get it confirmed. He wanted to be really, sometimes if the instructions are given to us from our guru or some very nice Vaishnavas, then we feel like we will do it more enthusiastically. So that's what king did it as well. So Kalakanya is old age. And then of course our Narada Muni, a great wonderful spiritual master who is traveling around the world, around the universe, preaching Krishna consciousness. So then Kalakanya, who is Kalakanya? So Kanya of Kal, so that is Jara, old age, right? So that will come to us as well. And Bhaya, or the king of Yamanas. So later we will understand that is death. That is death. Bhaya, the highest or the most significant fear one may have is death. Who wants to leave this body? Nobody wants to leave this body. Only crazy people will leave this body unnecessary. Actually, it is Vedic scriptural injunction I heard from our Radha Govinda Maharaj, that when I'm listening this his Bhagavatam Katha, that one should, sometimes people feel like, we want to reduce our life, we want to end unnecessary. No, Even that kind of thought is sinful, because this is given by our of course our karma, at the same time by the mercy of Lord. He has sanctioned that this much time, so that is his blessings. So then we should continue regardless of what happens. We need to remember Krishna, and then we have to go through the experience. So genuine or not genuine, the normal death will come to all the living entities, especially in the conditioned life, right? So then why it happens? Especially it becomes very faster, especially in this king, whether it's a Puranjana or Prachina Bahari, they will feel like, oh, so much time has passed and now I was enjoying the senses, because when the sense gratification is going on, then time passes quickly, and then of course the sense gratification doesn't fulfill, then we become frustrated, angry, and then we may feel like losing it, we may feel like fearful, and then what happens to body? Invalid. It becomes dull. Our buddhi becomes dull the more we do the sense gratification. So from the verses, of course, we are not reading the purport line by line, but then these teachings, I have gone through the purport, and these points are coming from the purport itself. So we will cover most of the points. So altogether, for the two verses 23 and 24, these are the teachings. One is Vaishnava is para dukkha dukhi. So what happened is, if you see in the 23rd verse, let me just scroll down. So actually 22 or 22nd verse, Narada Muni continued that what happened is that I refuse her request, Kalakanya. So now how do we consider whether this really happened, or again Narada Muni is like giving as an allegory? What is the case? Well, I was also pondering on this point, and then I consider maybe it has happened really as well in reality. Why? Because if you see the creation, so the creation happened one by one, gradually, right? So first Brahmaji came, like really Brahmaji came, and all the four Kumaras came, and from that Lord Shiva came, Rudra came, and then Narada Muni came, right? Physically he exists, so he came, he appeared, and of course Narada Muni says his background as well. Previously he was the son of a maid servant, and then in this life he became the son of Brahma, right? But then Brahmaji is creating all this gradually, one by one. So then he created the all the senses, sense objects, and then different Prajapatis, and then everything else is required, because this is all created. That means there is a person behind it. All these phenomena, there is a person behind it. Just like even our this eyes controlling, there is a demigod behind it. So even for the evocation, there is a demigod behind it who is controlling. How does it happen? We don't know, but there is a person. So from that perspective, we see, then really this Kalakanya, or the daughter of Kalakanya, the daughter of Kal, exists in reality, and she must have approached Narada Muni in reality as well, long time back, and that's why Narada Muni is giving his experience, or he is sharing as an allegory. We don't know, but we take it as yes, she became angry, and of course when refusal comes to us, I can personally say for my experience, initially we become angry, upset, and later when we develop that devotional mood, we come back to the point, oh hang on, let's calm down, let's focus on Krishna's arrangement, and then we become peaceful. But then that agitation, that frustration, that anger comes out. So it happened here as well, and then she cursed Narada Muni that you will not be able to stay in one place for long time. Now this we can relate with Daksha as well, like, because Daksha also cursed Narada Muni. They're just like you did this, you will not be able to stay in one place for 3 nights like that. So we don't know. But here Narada Muni got that curse or slash blessings, right? So then in next 23rd, he is saying that after disappointed by me, she with my permission. So now maybe she got that sense that, hang on, Narada Muni is wonderful brahmachari and a devotee, and he is doing this devotional service, preaching. So maybe he got that little sense, and now she approached with nice courtesy way, and then she took the permission, and then with that she approached the king of Yavanas. Now king of Yavanas we saw or the old age. When the old age comes, then what follows is death, right? And that's what happens in the life of non-devotees. Devotees' life is different, but in the life of non-devotees, this is what happens. And then here is a bhai, actually is there, is written as death later. So in that purport, Prabhupada writes, what he writes, that being a perfect Vaishnava, Sri Narada Muni is always willing to do good to others, even to one who curses him. Even so here, so that means Vaishnavas are para dukha dukhi. She is cursing Narada Muni, but Narada Muni is wishing best for her because she is looking for the husband. She is looking for that the shelter, and nobody is liking, because who will like the old age? Who will like? And if you see the history, the way it is described earlier, that these personalities, they look fearsome. You know, they look fearsome. The day and night, and like they look fearsome. Of course, for devotees they're fine, but for non-devotees look fearsome. Like when Ajamil saw Yamadutas, he became frightened. Why? Because the description is given of Yamadutas, right? So Yamraj himself, he is wonderful, he is beautiful, but then his dutas are different. But at the same time, when Ajamil saw Vishnu dutas, he was like, wow, so beautiful, so nice. So here, why I referred that one is because Narada Muni saw that, oh, nobody is going to give her shelter. She is looking, she is hankering for that husband, but nobody is giving shelter. So let me do some good to her. And then he thought of giving shelter. Of course, he didn't personally accept her. Rather, he said that you go to this king of Yavanas. Right? So here, in one stroke, Narada Muni gave shelter to Kalakanya and counteracted the ordinary karmis. That we will see a little later. What does it mean? But then here, next verse. So then, approaching the king of Yavanas, Kalakanya addressed him as a great hero. My dear sir, you are the best of untouchable. I am in love with you, and I want you as my husband. I know that no one is baffled if he makes friends with you. Right? So, one point is Vaishnava is paradukha dukhi. We discussed about the shelter. Now the third point is Prabhupada writes in the purport, in this 24th purport. Prabhupada, what he writes? So he writes about the devotee lifestyle versus demoniac lifestyle. So he is giving the full understanding of devotee lifestyle. What is the devotee lifestyle? So getting up early in the morning for Mangala Arati, whether you do it at home if you are living far away from temple, or you do it at temple, but you do the Mangala Arati, then you do the japa, and then you do the Bhagavatam, and then you do the prasadam, and then you start. So that lifestyle, and in the evening also the similar, you do the same process. In the evening you read, you recite prayers, kirtan, and then you do the prasadam, and then you read something. Prabhupada says read Krishna book before going to bed. Of course, if you have finished Krishna book, then you would read other books, go on reading, right? Right now I'm reading Mahabharata, very nicely described, very nice. So you go and do that, and that process you follow, that is called devotee lifestyle. But then demoniac lifestyle is what? They don't know all this. They sleep in the morning. They throughout the whole day they work very hard, crazy hours for crazy purpose, and then in the evening they have some meal, and then they have sense gratification, and then they sleep. Right? So that is demoniac lifestyle. So what happens with the divine devotee life and demoniac life? The result is different. So sadhana bhakti we discussed. Then Prabhupada writes, who is Malecha or Yavana? Prabhupada writes, one who does not follow all these rules. What is this rule? The sadhana bhakti rules and regulation is called Yavana or Malecha. That means this person, the king of Yavanas, he is the king of Yavanas. That means he was not following all these rules and regulations. He was attached to sense gratification. Right? And Prabhupada writes very nice, another point is, whether one lives in India or outside India, he is called Yavana or Malecha if he does not follow the Vedic principles. So even if someone is living within India but he is not following the Vedic, these rules of sadhana bhakti, then he is Yavana. It's not that just outside people are Yavanas. No. Even inside India, they are. And many are there. In our personal life, we can see that especially everyone can see their transformation. Before they met devotees, before they joined Hare Krishna, before they joined Srila Prabhupada's this great mercy movement, what happened? They were living the life of such way, demoniac way. You know, I can personally tell, I used to sleep a lot. Of course, now it's reduced. Prabhupada says 6 hours a day, a night. That's it. So, later as we progress in devotional life, our lifestyle from demoniac to devotee. And then what will happen? The time, the passage of time and the jara will not touch us, just like Narada Muni. So again, we just go through. If I missed any point, let me just see. Yeah. Here Prabhupada writes, one who does not actually follow the hygienic principles prescribed in the Vedic rules and regulations will be subjected to many contagious diseases. And we see so many diseases are coming. In general, if devotee follows this a nice simple life of having prasadam, you know, especially cooked at home, offered to Lord with love and devotion and honoring it nicely, then the disease will not touch. Disease will not touch. You know, just of course we start our devotional life halfway through, so much damage is already done before we start, but at least we will get benefit. It may not become worst. Okay, what's the point? Yeah, Prabhupada writes. Okay, now the examples will come. In the purport, if you go on further, the Prabhupada writes very nice examples, and then we can see and experience as well. So Prabhupada writes, if a person is Krishna conscious, he can work like a young man, even if he is 75 or 80 years old. 75 or 80 years old. Prabhupada starts with a wonderful example of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita writer Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, it is said that he was more than 110 when he started writing Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita of other devotees. That please write this. And then Prabhupada writes of the example of Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. Okay, example, yeah, Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. So those who gave us a nectar of devotion and nectar of instructions. That Prabhupada writes that after meeting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then Rupa and Sanatan, they transformed their existence. They gave up their job with Yavana king, Malicha king, and then they joined Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he instructed them to go to Vrindavan and develop the bhakti, devotional scriptures, and also uncover Vrindavan, bring out Vrindavan, original Vrindavan. That's why we have Vrindavan now, because it was hidden. Hidden means, of course, the place is there, but the importance or the significance of that place is not there. Just like we may experience, I used to experience, we go to temple, we pray to some deity is there in front of us. Of course, we see Hanumanji, Ganpatiji, and then Lord Shiva, Lord Ram is there, Krishna is there. We just pray. We don't understand.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, your voice is breaking.
Why?
Krishna, Prabhu, you're speaking.
Now, is it better now? Hare Krishna?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, now I got the notice. Your internet connection is unstable. Sorry, it is fluctuating in Wi-Fi. It does happen here in Australia as well, actually. Yeah, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, right? We are discussing about that. So they uncovered and then they wrote very nice, wonderful scriptures, especially for us. NOD and NOI, Nectar of Devotion and Nectar of Instructions, are very important scriptures we have given by them. And then our own Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, he worked like a young man. Even at that age, he started at this age of 70, and then he went around the world, right? 65. So that means plus 4, 69 and 77. So 83. So even in that age, ripen age, he was still traveling around the world. And jet lag is so bad, believe me. If you travel to India, from Australia you go to India, it takes about 24 hours if it's nice flight. And then when you land there, it's bad situation. When you come back, again very bad situation for 2 days. Midnight, you have to fly at midnight. You can't focus. I mean, the japa time is gone. Proper shower facilities and proper meal time and everything is gone. Now consider that Prabhupada did it 14 times in 10 years at that age. So what does it mean? Inside he was so spiritually uplifted. Of course, he's pure devotee, and that's what we should become. That it didn't matter, the old age or the passage of time didn't bother him. Kalya Kanya didn't come to him, just like it came to Narada Muni, but didn't get effect. Same way, Srila Prabhupada didn't get that effect. Just continue preaching. And then we have our one local devotee. His name is Bhakta Mani. How many years old? He is 77 years old. But he's still so fit for seva. Just 2 days back on Sunday. Oh, today is Monday. Yesterday, I met him again and we were discussing. He's so fit. He wakes up at 6:30. Of course, he does some little job, and then he does the seva at the temple and our local center. He's so fit. It's like he would run like anything, and we can't even compete. So this is the of course, that's a health as well as the spiritual potency. When we are engaged spiritually, then we get that special benediction, And then Prabhupada goes on explaining about the second verse of Goswami Astakam, 6th Goswami Astakam, 6th. Nana Sastra Vicharane Kine Punau Sadharma Sansthapanarthau. So these 6 Goswamis, they continued discussing and reciting scriptures even at that age and propagate Krishna consciousness. So this is the point, that even though Kalakanya may approach a devotee, but devotee will not get affected. Rather, devotee will continue preaching, continue their own sadhana bhakti. They will continue being a devotee lifestyle, and they will continue. And then that Kalakanya will go to someone else. And then Prabhupada writes some other points of deity worship that we are following Narada Muni. And then I have make it little elaborate in the sense there are 2 ways of bhakti, practicing bhakti. One is, of course, Narada Pancharatrika Vidhi, that is especially for deity worship. So 5 items: Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. And then for us, especially if we see our parampara, Srila Prabhupada parampara, the most stress is given on this Bhagavad Vidhi, that is preaching work as well. Not just we do the worship, not just that we cultivate our own sadhana, but we go out. Especially today is the day. Here we are beginning marathon, book distribution marathon, right? Maybe around the world as well. So that is coming under Bhagavad Vidhi, preaching work. We hear about Krishna, we chant about Krishna, we focus on Vishnu Smarana. And for what purpose we are doing all this is the common platform, that is Padasinam, Seva, worshipping, Seva of Krishna. That's the purpose. The bottom line is we do the Seva for Krishna, His lotus feet. And in terms of the this old age aspect, let me share my screen again. My Gurudev has written this song, so I just share just not the whole song, but I just share a little bit here. He has written this tune in and turn on soul. Here he says, we have to remember this time, because the passage of time and the Jara, Kalakanya, is coming, but then we still need to remember what we are. So we are eternal, you are eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. So remember and celebrate this. You are not of this world, dear friend. Better tune in and turn on your soul. So this is, we are eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. We have to remember and celebrate. We have to remember and celebrate. Just like Narada Muni is celebrating. He said, yes, you are giving me curse, no problem. I accept. And I will celebrate. So now he is going around the world and preaching Krishna consciousness. So if one is not doing that, then what happens? They will become affected. Right? And then coming to the next point, as time is quickly, 25 and 26. So 25 is talking about, Prabhupada writes, main point is Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. So what was the background of this verse is, where is that 26? Oh, sorry, 25. Yes, 25 is. So the background, I just read it out. 25. So what happens is charity. So in between, and I was thinking, why all of a sudden the charity comes? Like all of a sudden this verse is talking about the charity. But if you see the previous verse and the next verse, then you will understand why this verse is talking about the charity. Because Narada Muni, he said, okay, I can't accept because I'm a brahmachari. Basically he is devoted to Lord Vishnu. So then I know one person who can accept. So you go there, king of Yavanas. Then now she is coming to king of Yavanas, and then she is requesting that, oh, please accept me. Then with that request, then it's like, okay, why should I accept? Oh, charity, giving charity and accepting charity, we should do it. If one does not do it, then it's not proper. So then she is reminding that, oh, I have come here, you do this acceptance of this charity because I am sent by Narada Muni. So then that is why it is given. So basically in this Prabhupada writes that here Prabhupada quotes Bhagavad Gita chapter 16 verse 23. So what he says, just Krishna says, he who discards the scriptural injunctions and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme destination. So what does it mean? One who does not strictly follow the terms of Vedic injunctions never attains success in life or happiness. What to speak of going back home, back to Godhead. And within that, Prabhupada writes, or actually quotes the example, Narottam Das Thakur. The Shastric injunctions are confirmed by great sages like Narada Muni, as stated by Narottam Das Thakur. Sadhu Shastra Guru Vakya Chittete Kariya Akya. One should follow the principles of saintly persons, scriptures and spiritual master. In this way, one is sure to attain success in life. Kalakanya, the daughter of time, presented herself before the king of Yavanas precisely in terms of Sadhu, Shastra and Guru. Thus, there was no taking her. So what happened? Narada Muni advised Kalakanya that you please approach this king. Then Kalakanya said, yes, I will approach. And then now king has to accept on the basis of Sadhu, Guru and Shastra. And for us, this is the fundamental. Who is Guru? Our own respective spiritual master. Right? Sadhu for us, Srila Prabhupada is there, our founder Acharya. The Siksha, prominent Siksha Guru. If you attend this founder Acharya course or ISKCON disciples course, you will come across this this word or the phrase or the sentence, prominent Siksha Guru. That is, he is our prominent Sadhu, prominent Guru, that he is teaching us. Then Shastra. So what are the Shastra for us? Srila Prabhupada's divine purports. Everything is there in these purports. Of course, we may do some research and find some more information, but ultimately all this information is there. Shastra for us, Shastra is Srila Prabhupada's divine purports. So if we understand that, that will be sufficient. And once we follow them, then what will happen? We will get the benefit. Otherwise, here it says, one should follow the principles of saintly persons, scriptures and spiritual master. In this way, one is sure to attain success in life. So if we follow them, then we will attain success in our life. And then last verse, it says 26. So 26 is about preaching. Prabhupada somehow, he is bringing that point. I was trying to relate, because here in this verse, Kalakanya is saying, Kalakanya continued, O gentlemen, I am now present before you to serve you. Please accept me and thus show me mercy. It is a gentleman's greatest duty to be compassionate upon a person who is distressed. So if you see the last two lines, Anukampate, compassion, and that Prabhupada picked up and then he wrote the purport. He wrote the purport on that compassion. That Krishna consciousness movement or Lord Chaitanya or this Guru Parampara, the main duty is developing that compassion and sharing that compassion. That's the main duty. They want to just share this for everyone and this Krishna consciousness and give them the shelter. You know, the Paradukha Dukhi, we see that verse earlier, 23-24. Paradukhi Dukhi, Vaishnava is para dukhi dukhi. So we just share this compassion. We develop the compassion. Even if we don't have in our heart, we can get it from those who have it. Like Prabhupada, like our examples, we see that even in that ripen age, they are working very hard just like a young person, and they are doing everything to remind us of Krishna, to give us Krishna consciousness. And if we see, if we become very much appreciative their mood, their action, then that compassion will develop in our heart. And then we will go out and do the same for others. And that's why Prabhupada writes very nicely. Preachers in Krishna consciousness movement have actually experienced that even the Yavanas and Malechas have taken to the spiritual life on the strength of Narada Muni's Pancharatika Vidhi. When the mankind follows the disciplic succession as recommended by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everyone throughout the world will benefit. Everyone. And that includes all the living entities, even the plants, even the bugs, everyone will get that benefit. So Prabhupada picked up on that anukampate, compassion, and then he wrote this wonderful. So this is the mercy of Sadhu, Guru and Shastra. With this, I think we conclude. Of course, the next verse, that is 27, is from that side, king of Yavanas. So of course we say bhaya or fear or a death personification. So he thought as well, but he also has to do some service. He is doing the service as well. He didn't want to accept. So he said, actually, in from that perspective, Prabhupada writes in further, he accepted but not fully. Rather, he accepted in a different way, in an illicit way, because he wanted to enjoy. So maybe the next speaker will continue discussing that point, because then 27, 28, 29 and 30, and then that's the end of the chapter. So maybe last 4 verses they can cover. With this we can pause here for any question and answer, because my slides are finished, I think. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Yes,
you please show the
Prabhuji.
first, the preamble slide of the echoing Prabhuji.
I'm showing my slide now.
Okay.
Which slide, please?
After the picture, Prabhuji. Next, Prabhuji. Next. 1 second, Prabhuji. Okay. Next, Prabhuji.
Okay, not this one, right?
Yes, Prabhuji. Not the. Next, Prabhuji. Next.
Okay.
Previous one.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, please, your question or any comment?
Just to know the fact, Prabhuji.
Oh, I see. Okay.
If it helps us to remember the things what was happening in the past.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Prabhu, you can share the slide which has Bhagavad Vidhi and Pancharatrika Vidhi. You are muted, Prabhu.
Yes, I will share now. Let me show. Actually, I can share with our Narayani Mataji, and hopefully she can forward.
Okay, Prabhuji, no problem. Yeah.
Otherwise,
Suma
I can.
Mataji, sorry, you can ask your question.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, ma'am. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Let me
Dandava-
mute myself,
Dandava-
otherwise it echoes. So 1 minute. I mute myself. I hear your question and then or comment.
Hare Krishna.
And
Prabhuji.
then-
I'm not able to understand that. I could not understand that accepting charity, Prabhuji. Giving charity is what I understood is that. Please correct me, Prabhuji, if I'm wrong. Giving, I mean, Krishna consciousness to other people. I mean, chanting, making them chant and giving them the books. As Prabhupada always says, that is the highest in Krishna consciousness. So, accepting charity is what, Prabhuji, like? Hare Krishna.
Oh, Jai, thank you, Mata, for your question. Nice question. Yes, I was reading.
Prabhuji, I'm very
Uh,
sorry. Your
okay,
voice is
yeah.
breaking.
I'm
very sorry. Your voice is breaking. Hare Krishna.
Is it good now?
Yes,
Somehow
Prabhu.
it's,
Yes, Prabhu.
okay, so 1 minute. Let me just see my internet. Okay, now hopefully it's fine.
Yes, Prabhu.
So
Yes, Prabhu.
you know that verse, dadati pratigrihati guhyam akhati prachyate bhungte bhojate cheva
Shadvida Priti Lakshana. Yes, Prabhu.
sadvidhi lakshanam.
Shadya Krishna. Yeah.
Right? So these are the 6 kinds of loving exchanges in that between the devotees with one another, right? So that one in that one dadati pratigrihati, in that one charity actually is giving and accepting. So in that one Prabhupada writes about the prasadam, right? So that means if you, for us, the biggest charity is sharing Krishna consciousness, and that is 2 ways, through our vanis and through our seva, in terms of the prasadam. So if someone is inviting us for prasadam, not someone, some devotee is inviting, our congregational devotee is inviting us for prasadam, that is charity from him, because he is sharing, he is sharing his part. And now if we are going and accepting, that is, we are accepting the charity. We are accepting the charity. And that way what is happening is, then after some time you will also invite, just like you are running a Bhakti Viksha. What is that? That is a charity, because now you are inviting, you are giving Krishna consciousness, they are honoring prasadam. And later, after some time, they will do some seva for you, they will do some seva for the temple, they will do some seva for Radha Krishna. So that means is increasing their love, affection for each other and for Radha Krishna. So that principle is, but if we just become like, oh, I'm so big, great person, I'm so rich, I don't accept. Why should I go to their place? What they are going to feed me? Whether I will prepare nice preparations here. So if we don't accept that way, then what will happen? Our heart is becoming hard. Our heart will become hard. So rather we give and take. This whole Krishna consciousness is about give and take, not just one way. Either giving is also not good, because then we are becoming self-oriented, and we just receive, then it's also not good. We have to learn to share as well. So from that perspective, just like a brahmana, if he receives, like what happened? Again, my internet is down. Sorry, unfortunately, I don't know what to do. So what happened is, if you read Ramayana, so in Lord Ram, he came along with Mother Sita and Lakshman and Hanuman and all the the team, they came to Ayodhya, and then Bharat, he returned the kingdom to Lord Ram, and then Rajyabhishek, Lord Ram's Rajyabhishek is done. So that time Lord Ram, he gave the whole kingdom to Brahmanas. He gave whole kingdom to Brahmanas. That this kingdom belongs to you, I give you in charity. He gave the whole kingdom to Brahmanas. And Brahmanas, they accepted. Yes, we accept. Because if like king is giving, and on the top, this king is not ordinary king. This king is Bhagwan, Swayam Bhagwan. If Bhagwan is giving, how can we say no, I can't, I don't want to take? No, if Bhagwan is giving, then naturally we will accept. It's not that we desire, but if out of his affection, if he is giving, then we should accept. So Brahmanas accepted. And then what Brahmanas did? They accepted and then returned. Brahmanas say, okay, now it is our duty to bless the king. It is our duty to bless you. So now you take in charge of this kingdom and you rule, and then you make it prosperous. So both ways it works. See, they accepted and they gave charity as well. Especially Prabhupada, he goes on writing as well. Kshatriya. So what happened is Kalakanya's case, because Prabhupada writes that if a brahmachari is exception, but if someone is grihastha or kshatriya or any other class, except brahmachari and sannyasi, then if woman approaches and they say, I want to get married, especially to kshatriya, then they have to accept. They have to accept. Just like Krishna did with so many these queens and many other examples. So that's why we have to accept the charity, so that we become humble. We remain humble. I hope this is clear.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, may I add something? You can correct me if the mood is correct for me, because there is a shloka in Bhagavad Gita, no Prabhuji, like Majjita Madkata Prana Bodhayanta Paraspara Katayantascha Mam Nitya Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. Because when the devotees get along with each other, they speak only about the Lord. So in that, one should be able to receive what the other person is telling about Krishna. Is it right, Prabhuji? Not just Krishna Prasadam, in every aspect, like whatever they say about Krishna.
Oh, I see. Yes. I mean, that's true from that perspective. But generally, in our there are from that perspective. If we go in detail, then of course it's not limited to just prasadam, but the giving and taking is about philosophical discussion as well, realization sharing, and many other aspects. Especially if we apply that principles in terms of our advancement and also the other ends advancement from that perspective. So from that perspective, let's say as a sadhaka level, we take from our spiritual masters, right? We are receiving from our spiritual master their mercy. We are receiving their instructions. We are practicing. Now, if running a Bhakti Ruksha, what we are doing? So, if someone is new, like he doesn't know, then whatever we have received, we are passing down to them. So, that way we are giving, right? So, that means this whole process is applicable for all other aspects of our devotional life. It's every aspect, not just, of course, I gave the example, very simple and applicable example of prasadam. But this is, if some difficulties is there and someone is sharing, in the execution of our devotional life, especially between devotees, we come across this situation for seva, for in between the devotee relationship, like that. Sometimes we may not understand what's going on. We may have some other mindset, and we may see something and we may understand something, and then we may feel like something, and then something is boiling in our heart, and then we come across and we share with someone. That is also disclosing, and then the person he is giving his time, his energy. So that is also charity of time, efforts, energy, like that. So it's applicable to everything.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I think this exchange of these gifts and things about the charity, it's in Nectar of Instruction, no? Text 4.
Yes, Dadati, I quoted that previously. Yes, Dadati.
Yes.
Prabhuji, you said one thing in the class, like we get some, all of a sudden, sometimes we get anger. And later we realize that we are on the path of devotional service, and then we get calm. So I just want to know, Prabhuji, Prabhupada has told that no power in the three worlds can destroy you when you have done your sadhana properly, like chanting the 16 rounds and all that. Sometimes it so happens, like even after chanting 16 rounds also, we fall into the trap of Maya. Why it happens, Prabhuji? Like even after doing the Mangalarti in the morning, even then. And we feel very regrets, we regret for that, because that sadhana, because that silence, that all the austerities we feel that we have done, I mean, which had given us satisfaction, will spoil, Prabhuji. Like we feel somewhat desperate that time. So how can we understand this, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna. Is it a sign of progress or our fall down, Prabhuji? Like how to understand that?
Okay, so see, we are already fallen. Of course, this we can answer many ways, but the one right now I'm concerned to answer this way is we are already fallen, and we are trying to do our best to get up, just like a child is walking, and then he may fall, then he will get up, and then will continue walking. He may cry a little bit, then he will start walking, and then later, once he starts walking, he will be very happy. He will start running. So in our initial stage, in practicing stage, even though we have done our the sadhana, like morning Mangalarti, chanting japa, reading, but then throughout the whole day, sometimes that up and down may come, and it will come. And that we may fall. It's not actual falling. It's not that we break four regulative principles, or we stop chanting altogether, or we stop honoring Krishna Prasada and we start eating outside nonsense things, etc. That is actual fall down. But this kind of incidence is just like, it's just like we just little bit bump ride. We just got in. It's shaking us. Oh, hang on, I became angry, unnecessary. Okay, I should not have done. And over the period, if we are conscious, just like you said, I become unhappy, I become sad, and then I regret. So just like that regression is helpful, that it will help you eventually more and more, focus more and more, and then you will start running, and you will start jumping, being happy. So that's okay. It happens at sadhaka level. It happens with me, it happens with other devotees. It's nothing serious about it. The more we focus on Krishna consciousness, the more we focus on Krishna consciousness, the more we focus on what I should be doing rather than what has already happened. Okay, I feel regret, I feel sorry, and then I move on and I correct myself. So that will help.
Yes,
I hope that
thank you so much. Thank you very much.
And for that one, I just remember that that very nice bhajan, O He Vaishnava Thakura. Let me just open it so I can tell precisely. O He Vaishnava Thakura, Dwara Sagara, Edase Karuna Kori. Right? In that one, second one, it says, Chaya Bega Domi, Chaya Dosha Shodhi, Chaya Guna Desho Dase. Deho Dase. Chaya sata sanga deho hai amare posiche sangera ase. So what is that? He says the second, teach me to control my 6 passions, rectify my 6 faults, bestow upon me the 6 qualities, and offer unto me the 6 kinds of holy association. Right? So these 6 faults are there, 6 kinds of faults are already there. But then we are seeking what? Bestow upon me the 6 qualities, the devotional qualities, and 6 kinds of holy association. So that's what we aim for, that. And then things will happen magically. Okay, I have put it in a link in the chat. Question or comment? I can personally share that before I started, I was very angry, upset, like you speak nonsense words, etc. As I see myself progressing, gradually those tendencies are going away. It hasn't gone fully, completely, but it is going away. So I have full faith in this practice in the devotional life, that if I just follow the sadhu, guru and shastra, eventually I will conquer all over these 6 faults. So that will help. Hare Krishna. Question, comment? If not, then we stop here. Thank you. Thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpa darubhasya pasandu Siddhanam
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you for the opportunity. Hare Krishna.